So there is a new hopeful for Japanese Prime Minister, and she is shaping up to be very, 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 very interesting. And some people are getting kind of excited. Sane Takeichi, the new leader of Japan's Liberal Democratic Party, who cites Thatcher as an influence. And he's maybe going, Liberal Democratic, Thatcher? Japan's weird. Japan. See how our Overton window is all the way over here? Japan's is like a way in the opposite direction. Where in Japan it's like, yeah, I'm a liberal, but I will die for the emperor. Like they're skewed. Japan is very, very skewed. For example, over here in our countries in the West, you get nationalists. In Japan, you get ultra nationalists, and they are a very, very, very different breed. They're the ones that would make like the Aryan Brotherhood go, "Whoa, calm down, guys." Like, yeah, they're like, yeah, Japan's different. They also have different opinions on certain funny mustache men from the 1930s and 40s. Takeichi, likely to become Japan's first female prime minister, is a right winger who has been critical of China and focused on migration in her campaign. And I made sure to choose The Guardian because I know they're going to cope and seethe. And all the things that you complain about are usually the most based things, so we'll have a look. When candidates for the leadership of Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party were invited during a debate to say a few words in English, Sane Takeichi kept her contribution brief. Japan is back, she declared. Is China like, wait, what? Why? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? No, 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 wait. China fucking shiting themselves. But her victory on Saturday also signals the arrival of different Japan. 8 decades after the end of the Second World War, the country is about to get its first female Prime Minister. The 64-year-old right winger, who has cited Margaret Thatcher in her quest to build a strong and prosperous Japan, beat her centrist rival Shinjiro Koizumi in a runoff election at the LDP headquarters in Tokyo. Unlike many of her recent predecessors, Takeichi is not assured of the Prime Minister's job when Parliament meets on 15th October. The LDP and its junior coalition partner, Komito, have lost their majorities in both houses of the Diet in the past year and will have to rely on opposition votes for Takeichi to be approved, although observers believe that is all but assured. The result is redemption for Takeichi, who last year ran unsuccessfully against the outgoing Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. Her campaign for the leadership faltered this week after criticisms of her unsubstantiated claims made during a debate that foreigners were physically abusing sacred deer in Nara, where she's been an MP since 1993. Now, there's there's a bunch of interesting things to say in this. I might just save it for the end, but I'll see if the article actually addresses it as we go along. I wanted to talk about some of the things that she said. Guardian, come on, this is your chance to cope and seethe and damage this person. Please bring up some of the things that she said. Takeichi's win represents a victory for the right of the LDP, which has spent the last year licking its wounds under the more moderate Ishiba. She has a direct ideological connection with former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated. Big Shinzo. Donaldo-kun. Donaldo-kun. Oh, Shinzo. Shinzo-san. I'm sorry, I can't fucking help myself. Who was assassinated in 2022 by a fucking incel because he told him to go out and bang someone and have a family, sharing his revisionist views on Japan's wartime conduct. Here we go. A position that could cause friction with Japan's neighbours. Please bring up the other stuff that she's done. Right now, she's saying that basically she is a lot like Shinzo Abe in many ways, but she's very, very different on the workplace stuff. See how Shinzo Abe is saying everybody dial the work down, go home, fuck your wife, have kids, have a great life. Like, you see all that stuff. She's not like that. She wants Japan to work harder. She wants salarymen to only have 2 hours of sleep a night instead of just four. Right? She wants to see the work culture that's essentially destroying Japan's future. Yeah, that she wants to invest more heavily into that. She wants it to work. Now, this is the thing that I don't get. Is, yeah, I understand that Japan has become an economic powerhouse because the Japanese fucking work. Right? I do understand that. However, as a result, they're not having children. They're not having children. They aren't having families, to the point where if Japanese people see like a baby or a toddler in public, everyone's like, wow, oh my God, because it's like such a mental, amazing thing. Right? But The problem is, yeah, okay, I know that you're all working hard, you've turned your country in an economic powerhouse, and there's lots of, you're flourishing, you're doing really, really well, the country's great and everything, you have an excellent society to be inherited by fucking no one. Who's inheriting it? Like, I understand the whole, a great man plants the seeds of a tree when he knows he will never sit in its shade. Right, I understand that, except Japan, no one, you're planting the tree for no reason. There's going to be nobody to sit in its shade. Right, that's the problem. That's the problem. I understand that you want economic prosperity, that's fine, but you need to have families and everything like that as well because your pension system is going to fucking collapse. But anyway, Takeichi has been critical of China and makes regular pilgrimages to Yasukuni, a shrine in Tokyo that honours Japan's war dead, including convicted war criminals. Yep, that was one of them. She, she sits there and prays to war criminals while talking shit about China. She has displayed similarly conservative credentials on social policy. She opposes same sex marriage and allowing married couples to use separate surnames. I'm actually going to keep my last name. Yeah. She just cuts her in hook. No, I'm kidding on. She appointed, I've just read that, a move popular with voters that she says would undermine traditional family values. She is similarly dismissive of the idea of a reigning empress. As in, she's basically saying there should be no empress, there should be an emperor. The emperor's, but she's saying, yeah, you can have a female prime minister, but the emperor, that's a man. The God Emperor. Basically, lots of people are. I saw some people saying that, oh, this is the return of Shinzo Abe, and I've seen other people saying that, nah, this is the return of Hirohito, son. She does not like China. Abe also looms large in her economic policy. Takeichi has said that she supports aggressive public spending to stimulate the world's fourth biggest economy and has raised the possibility of renegotiating a trade and investment deal with the US in which Donald Trump agreed to lower tariffs on Japanese autos and other items in return for $550 billion in Japanese investment. Her focus on migration, a subject that occupied the first 8 minutes of a 15-minute campaign speech, is seen as an attempt to win back voters who abandoned the LDP in national elections last October, and this July in favour of right-wing minor parties, including the up-and-coming Sansaito. So, you had a look at Sansaito. Oh, Lord. During her campaign, Takeichi called for restrictions on non-Japanese buying property and a crackdown on illegal immigration, a view shared by her four opponents. A fan of it, oh, so they all agree on it. This is the thing. This is the thing that's funny is Indian people, like Japan's only had a little bit of immigration for 3 months, and this is what's happened. This is what's happened. Basically, it's got to the point where all the candidates are now like, yeah, get rid of them. This is what 3 months on Jeets does to a man. A fan of the Hanshin Tigers baseball team, Takeichi played drums in a heavy metal band while at university and counts scuba diving and watching martial arts among her hobbies. I quite like her. I think she's really funny. I don't like the workplace stuff. This is the thing is, I love Japan. I love Japanese people. I love Japanese culture. I like anime. I like all that stuff. Right, I like Japanese movies and everything as well. Like, I like all that stuff, which is why I want the Japanese people to still be around. I want them to still be around. Like, I get the salaryman thing has become part of your culture. I completely understand that. However, you're robbing, like, having kids is great. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's stressful and changing nappies and blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, you're too weak for it. Fuck off then, right? But still, it's magical having children. It's great having children. And also, they get to inherit they get to inherit the future, right? You get to plant that tree knowing that you'll never sit in its shade, right? So the Japanese people, I'm going to channel my inner Shinzo here, start fucking. Japanese people need to start fucking. You need to start fucking, you need to start having babies. Right, I understand that you have to go pull 12-hour shifts and then you legally, like, forcibly have to go to the pub with the boys, which is fine, like, once a week. Like, do it once a week, do it on a Friday night or fucking something like that, man. Like, do it that way, but the way that you all do it, you're basically fucking up your future. Yeah, fourth largest economy in the world, yeah, but that is coming at a very heavy price.